Yeah, hello and welcome back to Muji's Tavern with your host, Muji. And today, I'd like to go indie for this video. Recently, I saw images of Keanu Reeves in the Toyota GR Cup, and while that is badass and all, that is not why we're here today. Wearing the heraldry of his comic BRZRKR. That's right, it's written that way. And today I want to talk about it. After all, that's why we're here. If you have a weak stomach, this is a sensitivity and trigger warning because this book is bloody AF. Let's begin. The comic was written by Keanu Reeves himself and Matt Kint, with Ron Garney doing illustration, and honestly the art in this is really good, with a lot of great splash pages and line work. The main area of focus is the first 3 issues, as the comic itself is 12 issues, and I want you guys to actually read the comic if you're interested anyway. B is our main character and he looks like Keanu Reeves, and the character is a very Keanu Reeves-esque character, and it sort of bleeds over into the main narrative as the book has very minimal dialogue. B is just very much Conan the Barbarian and Wolverine, and he's been alive for a while, as the narrations and the inner monologue implies. He's also a mercenary, as he goes around doing a lot of wet work and he does a lot of really bloody shit. So, he possesses a perfect memory, remembering how the victims of even the Black Plague smelt like. That should give us an implication of how old he is. And the organization he works for wants to clone him and make super soldiers, as, that clandestine comic operations go. But the MC doesn't give a fuck because he just wants mortality and he's willing to do whatever it takes for him to get it. He wants to die, essentially. So sprinkle a bit of Kaido on top of there for my One Piece fans. He attends sessions with a doctor who he basically monologues to about all of his life and typical immortal spiel. All the stuff of, oh, I've been there, I've seen all of this, I've seen your nation blossom from a bunch of colonies, all of that kind of stuff. Why can't you just be an immortal in a cave somewhere? He eventually reveals to the knowledge of his own birth 18,000 years ago. His people were nomads and were consistently raided by bandit war bands till his parents beseeched the gods for salvation. His mother gets taken advantage of in a cave by an energy being, and 2 months later he is born, and his tribe basically realizes he's invulnerable, as when he was a baby he was playing around in a tar pit with fire and he wasn't getting burned and he kept playing with it. This blessed child, in quotes, is turned into a curse, as he constantly has this need to release aggression, and in order to combat that, his father teaches him the way of the warrior, how to hunt, but he still always crashes out. He always goes around, like any small aggression, if you have small disagreement like this, he will literally rip your head from your shoulders. And he has like this really cool effect of lightning sparkling out of his eyes and stuff. I'm just joshing, he's really cool. The bandits returned and bro solos the entire horde, and it's just straight up gore. Like 2 pages of him just eviscerating the entire warband, men and horses all. And the first time in his life he actually feels fulfilled and happy and needed. And all of this, and as with all things, when the oppressors become liberated, it doesn't take too long for the oppressed to become oppressors, as they began to expand under the wing of his father. And after wiping out all of the tribes in the valley, that's right, he wipes out all of the other tribes, like the neighboring villages. He is named Unute, which means weapons in his father's tongue, and his father pretty much wields him as such. Eventually they go beyond their borders, and Unute even wipes out an entire city, which gave him a bit of an existential crisis, because his father told him to kill everyone, men, women, children, everyone, because his father's logic, which is as messed up as it sound logic, if the women and children are alive, they will want revenge, they would want to come back for vengeance. This is not me excusing Anakin Skywalker, by the way. he then confronts his own father about his own true paternity, like, because remember what I said earlier, he has the perfect memory of his own birth, so he knows that that is like special juice that made me, like, you are not the one who made me. Well, his father still claims him as his own, and in the present day, he goes for a mission and he does typical berserker shit, but he hesitates to kill a child. And his therapist, as well as another scientist, talk about their findings, and they decide to keep pressing him for more information so that they can locate his origins, like the valley he was born in. As when he was born, there was a lightning strike, as he recalled, and years later he talks about a second lightning strike. So the doctors pretty much put 2 and 2 together and figure out, it's quite a possibility that this lightning is where his abilities come from. The plot goes back and forth in time, which I do appreciate. I like the Arrow-esque kind of information giving, like present, past, present, past, present, past. Like it helps with the flow of the comic a lot. And this is a solid enough book. Like, you guys should definitely check it out. I can see why it was a very popular book when it came out. It's very fun to read. It's very minimal dialogue. There's not a lot of text bubble or narration bubble that just clog up the entire screen, and you can actually appreciate the full-on art. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this comic and this narration of said events. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Help us get to 2,000 subscribers. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.